Hey there, AmyK here, 50 at 50, number 38. And I just want to do a warning right here. I've got some language in this email that's not appropriate for little ears, not appropriate for anybody around you, maybe in a professional setting. So this might be the time to push pause, grab your earbuds, and then you can hit resume playing. So I just want to give you a warning right here, right now. All right, here we go. AmyK, exclamation point. I'm writing because I'm concerned. I feel like toxic positivity and brushing things under the rug and avoiding telling someone that their thinking is just plain wrong has gotten us here. I know you suggest we say things like, might we agree? But what if we don't agree? I have zero tolerance for intolerance, and sometimes I think that we're too passive. January 6th was wrong. Trump grabbing pussies was wrong. Not speaking up is wrong. Why is it not okay to tell people they're wrong? Thank you for your consideration in responding to my question, Linda. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to say thank you, Linda, for writing in. So you are pushing back on something that I've shared when navigating a tough conversation. And instead of just not agreeing with me and walking away, you've given me space and grace to respond, which means you trust me enough to have this dialogue and this discourse. So thank you for trusting me to have this conversation. My first response is, it's absolutely 100% okay to tell somebody that they're wrong. So let me just be clear on that. You have every right to tell somebody that they're wrong. What I want you to consider, thoughtfully consider, is how you do it. Because how you do it is going to create an impact for the long term that could really raise the greater good for all. I do believe that life happens one conversation at a time, and the most difficult ones, the ones where you are so tempted to just be filled with rage and tell somebody they are 100% emphatically wrong, those are the moments that I want you to think, oh, but if I do it in a way that is constructive, could I change a perspective? Could I change a mindset? Could I change the actions? Could I change the outcome? Could I change the consequences for the greater good for all? So I'm not a believer in toxic positivity, and I'm not a believer in brushing things under the rug. What am I going to do when I engage in a conversation that could change the future? What kind of conversation is going to get somebody to, instead of get defensive and double down, instead of to scream or rant back at me and walk away and never change their opinion, or to have somebody think, well, you're just a raging lunatic or a wackadoodle because they see the world differently than I do? How can I engage constructively in a way that says, I'm here for the long haul to change for the greater good for all? And it sounds like a broken record, but that's what I go into these conversations with. These conversations are tough. They're filled with emotion. They're filled with opinions. They're filled with perspectives. And a lot of times they don't align. So how do we engage in discourse and dialogue that says, I'm not brushing this under the rug. I'm just choosing my questions carefully. Now, I have a tool, and this is not a gimmick. This is not a sales pitch. It's a free resource at shegetsit.com, and it's about navigating a tough conversation. And you can go to shegetsit.com/tough, and I'll give you a ton of magical phrases and ways to walk through a difficult conversation. Way too many magical phrases for this video today. But what I want to have sort of the most emphasis on is you can tell somebody that they're wrong. The question is, how are you going to deliver that message in a way that's constructive? That's what's so important. And by the way, Linda, this was a really great question. So from my heart to yours, thank you and hugs.